Okay, today's Black Friday, and I'm going to go out and buy the new Microsoft Lumia 950 XL. For all your Windows aficionados that have been following out there, you know that it's not available through any place except the Microsoft Store. Verizon doesn't carry either of the two phones, the 950 or the 950 XL. AT&T only carries the 950, the smaller phone. So what I'm going to do is go get the unlocked version from the Microsoft Store. First, I'm going to go over to AT&T and check their data plans and monthly charges, because I'm not going to do a long-term contract. This is going to be a separate phone. I already have a 928 from Verizon, which I'm very happy with, by the way, on Windows 10. So instead of using this, I'm going to go ahead and get the 950 XL just to get the reviews, see what it's like, maybe even see what AT&T's networks are around my area. Now, this video doesn't endorse any particular network, because where you're at, you may get better or worse coverage. A lot of people complain about AT&T. I am a Verizon customer, have been for years. In fact, I used to work for them. But if I can get the AT&T in my local area coverage, I'm good with that. So we'll see what happens, and if so, I may leave Verizon. So I'll be right back with my new phone. So our mall has a Windows store in the hallway, so it was very easy to get to and get my new phone. Okay, here I am back from the Microsoft store, and I got the 950 XL. Today's Black Friday, and I was supposed to get a free docking station, but or the display port. They don't tell you though that it ships 8 to 10 weeks afterwards. So I bought one separately for the purpose of this demonstration. And I went to AT&T and got on one of their plans, and the manager over there at our mall, Joe, was very helpful. I got I actually, instead of doing a regular plan, I went to a prepaid plan because I just wanted some small amount of data, unlimited talking text for a pretty reasonable price. So I'm going to use that for a few months here. And you can do automatic refill, which lowers the price even more. So let's talk about the phone a little bit. First off, 950 XL. So here we are. I've just opened up the box. I'm pulling the phone out. A very nice, solid phone. Wrapped well. Everything really looks pretty good. It comes with a small instruction book, which I'm sure all of us just throw off to the side, which is basically what I'm going to do. And we go into here and we're looking to see what's in this other compartment. So we pull it out, and it's typical. It's the power supply and the new charging cable. Now, remember, this is a different type of connector. It's a USB-C, so you're going to have to use it or an equivalent, not the old USB that you had in your last phone probably. So that being said, let's throw everything back together again, and we'll get on with testing the phone. But before we start testing it, actually, let's go take a look at the rest of what's going on with this phone. So here's the connection at the bottom. You can see right here, there's a little tab right there. That's where you're going to open up your case. It's just a little place to pry at, to open your case to put your SIM card and maybe a micro SD card in. So first I'm going to pull off the plastic, and voila, it's gone. Beautiful looking phone, very nice. That was the optics in the back, very clean, very thin edges on it. Now let's take a look at the phone itself. We'll take a little tour. There's the power button and the volume up and down centrally located, along with the camera button. On the bottom down here, that arrow points to a place where we're going to pry the case apart so we can install the SIM card and any micro SD card you may have. On the back, Windows logo, a very nice finish to the case. You flip it over, beautiful little screen. On the top, I don't show it here, but on the top you can barely see there's a connection there for the audio. There's the camera optics. Really nice, clean looking phone. So now that we're done admiring it, let's go ahead and do some stuff. Now, like I said, the phone's only available to be activated on AT&T. So I went over to AT&T and I got their Go plan, which is a prepaid plan. And again, if you pay in advance or set up automatic payment, it'll lower your payment even further. So I just put a little small plan out there for testing for a few months here, and I may move my entire account over. But let's get into the guts of the phone now and set it up. Now, in order to get into it, there's a little place in the corner which you have to get in. I use a screwdriver. They tell you don't do that in the instructions. Use your um, a little plastic piece or your thumb, your nail. It's a little difficult to get started, but once you get started, you lay it down like this, and then you pull from that end and pull straight up, and boom, there's the inside of your phone. Now, in order to install your SIM card in your micro SD, first thing you're going to have to do is pull out your battery. So that's very simple. You just go over here to the bottom edge of the battery and take a hold of it and pull up a little bit, and out comes the battery. Now you'll see here you have a couple different slots. This is a dual SIM phone, so it can be used for United States and overseas. You have the micro SD card as well capability here, which you don't have to do for the battery, by the way. Just the SIM cards you have to take the battery out for. So let's go ahead and take a look at the SIM card. Now, in case you hadn't seen it before, SIM cards now come with all-in-one. It's one card with adapters. Basically, it's a standard, a micro, and a nano size. And all you do is you break off the pieces that you don't need. In this case, the phone takes a nano size, so we'll go ahead and take that apart. So first I'm going to break the larger card, the larger SIM, out of the card itself. So I just break this loose here, and the entire thing comes out like that. Then once that's out, I can take the card again and break off the next one and take that one out, and now I'm down to the micro. And finally, the last thing I need to do, I'm doing it off camera because it's a little difficult, is to break it off with the edge there. Be careful not to bend the actual SIM. And you peel that off, and whoop, there goes the SIM, and now you have the SIM ready to install in your phone. So there you go. You just slip it in here into slot number 1 and line it up. If you have fat fingers like me, you can't get it to get in. You push on. There you go. All right. Oop, got that almost in this little spring-loaded clip. And there you are. Your SIM is ready and installed. It's important you do this before you start up your phone, by the way. So next thing you're going to do is we're going to put the micro SD card. I had one sitting around, so I'm going to go ahead and put one in here. And now I put in a 64 gig of memory additional to the phone. So I'm going to take the battery back, and we're going to install the battery back. And we do that by slipping it in. You put it in like that and snap down, and there we go. The battery's back together, and your phone's ready to be reassembled. Simply take the case and line it up correctly. Oh, by the way, this is your charging for your NFC charging, so you can have a stand to charge it on that does wireless charging, which I already have for my old 928. Works great with this. So you push this down like that, put it in place, and make sure that all the sides are. So let's pick it up, go around the case, make sure everything's snapped together again. Didn't miss anything. Looks good. And we're basically ready to go and start look at the phone. But of course, there's always one thing they tell you to do first before you do anything else, and that's charge it up. So this is an older one for my 928. It's an adapter. You can see it's the usual. It's wider at one side than the other. But if you look here, the phone, the one that came with the new phone, is a new USB-C, which also will handle all of our HDMI stuff later on when we look at the display port capabilities, to hook in keyboards and mice and TVs. So it's a different cable. So you have to use the new cable to work with this. Now it'll plug into any computer or charging system, as long as it's the right amperage, and it'll charge your phone. So immediately the phone boots up, and we go away and let it charge for a while. What you can actually do is you can just wait. If it's plugged in, you can wait for it to continue booting. And it takes a little bit the first time up in order to get past this Microsoft screen and then up to a Windows logo. But you can go ahead and go through the setup, which I guess we'll go ahead and do all that. So the next thing you're going to see is the, like I said, is the Windows logo, and which means you're getting close. And the first thing you're going to prompt you for is your language. Now they say it's difficult in the booklet to change it later. That's not really, but we're going to go ahead and choose the United States as the default, and click on the next button on the right hand side of the bottom corner. So it's going to get, let's get going. Now one of the things that asks you here, you can change your name and all that, but all the legal stuff it shows you and blah blah blah, and as we all do, just skip past that, what I did. Date and time, I want you to confirm that, which I did. Now here's the connect to Wi-Fi. We need to put the passcode in. You need to have Wi-Fi so it can download apps, because you don't want to download anything across cellular. So I went ahead and put my wireless password for my home network in, and said OK. So it connected up. So now it says get going fast. Now here, this is where Microsoft with the privacy stuff, you can learn about all that. Say, oh, I don't want it to do this, I don't want to do that. I want my own custom settings. Go ahead and make the change. But after you're done, then you click on next, and it's time now to sign in. Now here I went ahead and put in my Microsoft account here. Uh, I have an Outlook account. The reason being is that all your stuff will sync very nicely. You can use any IMAP account, but you're not going to get all the features of a Windows phone. So you can just go out and get a Windows account and set it up, and you'll get all the syncing stuff that it does with OneDrive and everything else. As a matter of fact, the next thing up is OneDrive. It talks about all that stuff. So we do that. Now I'm going to skip past Cortana because I have another demos on Cortana, and it's basically the same. So now I'm just waiting for all the apps to load up. Now it's going to do this in the background, and it takes a little bit of time for this as well. So we're going to skip past a little of that time. So here they are. This says it's all done loading up the apps, and all we have to do is click on the next button to go ahead. Now I'm not going to set up all the apps here. We're going to go ahead and take a look at just one thing, and that's the mail that I set up to access to make sure it's working. So if we go up here and it says, oh, by the way, it says SD card found because we put that extra SD card. I can set it up to save my apps and my programs and pictures and all that to the SD card set as a phone, but you can do that, or you can just continue and change it later. So here's all the apps, but what we're going to do here is we're going to go take a look at just mail. So I'm going to open that up, make sure that the password, everything's working great. It's going to say, here's the account. I'm going to say, yep, that's it. Say OK, and boom, I'm into the mail. Now the last thing I'm going to do is set up the automatic face recognition in Microsoft Hello. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into the phone here, and we're going to simply go to the settings. So we pull down as usual, go to all settings, and if you go up here to the personalization and lock screen, and if you look down here, there's different things you can do, of course, and all that. But the biggest new feature is the Windows Hello. So we're going to scroll down the screen here into its options and say, oh, sign in options. You click there, boom, right there in the middle in red, Windows Hello. Now it tells you here that you have to set a PIN first in order to do it. So we have to go back up to here and set a 4-digit PIN in order to get into the phone. So I'm going to do that. Now, like most systems, when you're accessing settings, changing a setting, you have to log in with your full password. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm logging in with my full password to the phone so I can get in and change the PIN or create a PIN. So here I am. I'm going to log into my account and put the password in. And it says, here comes the PIN screen. So it asks you to put a new PIN in. So I'll go ahead and do that. And once you have the new PIN in, of course, you confirm that. And then we say OK. And now you're ready to start to try and use Windows Hello. In order to do that, there's a setup button down here. So we're going to go ahead and click on that to set it up. So basically, Windows Hello explains to you what it is and all that, and how to do that. So I'm going to say OK. And now it wants to get that PIN again to get back in for the setup of that. So we're going to take the phone now, and it's waiting to take a scan of our face and tells you how to do it. So here I am. Take your glasses off, and you look at your phone, and you press recognize it, and it talks to you. It tells you, hey, I can't recognize anything. Get a little closer. So you pull it up, and you get closer, and sooner or later you'll see a green bar across the top, and it's starting to recognize you, and boom, all done. So now it says, I'm ready to go. So what happens when it doesn't recognize you? So I turned it on. I'm not in front of it. And it says, making sure it's you. And it waits and waits and waits. And it's looking at you. And there's a little red light up there. And it says, hey, move closer. It says, couldn't recognize you. So then you just swipe up to use your PIN to get in. So that you're not going to be locked out. But that's why you put the PIN in order to do that. So here you are with your new Windows 950 XL. This one's on AT&T. Only one made one phone call so far, and it runs really fast. This one has an 8-core processor. The 950, not the XL, has a 6-core, but it is a snappy phone. I'm running Windows 10 on my 928, and this is much, much faster. So there you are. There's the first look at the 950 XL on AT&T. Hey, and don't forget to subscribe to Old Guy Geek. Come on back for Windows 8 and Windows 10, and Windows Phone 8 and Windows 10, and general how-to videos, all here to help you make the most out of your system.